Hello and welcome to the show. There was quite a few outtakes from the investigates of the off-road tyres versus the road tyres. So this was the bifters again, and I messed up the start on this one. So I was rather a long way behind. However, I was rather glad I was a long way behind with a randomly appearing Learjet as we crossed the finish line. Which the purple bifter drove straight into the side of. So yeah, that was a problem to contend with, these randomly spawning vehicles next time round. And it was a better start from me. We were much closer on this run. I don't know why the game was doing this, but again, we're coming down towards the finish line. This time, Titan to the face. Not much you could do about it, and then a random plane appeared out of... I have no idea. Well, I guess it tried to spawn two planes at once, and the Cessna thing tried to spawn where the Titan was, and it couldn't, so it spawned the Cessna in the air, but it spawned it in bits, and it just kind of fell out of the air, and there was a broken Cessna lying around. Yeah, the spawning went a little bit funny with the planes on this one. We're going to be using the Dominators rather than the Sentinels. However, after the first run, when we were sort of noticing the bumps, we went to have a look, see if there was any sort of flatter bit of the beach. So we sort of went exploring a little bit down here to kind of see if this was any error. The Dominators, again, it was exactly the same results for the drag races with the Dominators. However, the Black Dominator may not have stopped in time and gone for a little swim. Don't ask, I don't know how you end up doing that. I guess you put the brakes on. With these cars, when you are sort of driving about on the sand, they don't brake quite as well. Also, we had been just driving the bifters that brake phenomenally well. They really do get stopped very, very fast. And if you drive one of these on sand expecting to stop like a bifter, they don't, and you end up in the water. Also, no Dominators would spawn. They just wouldn't spawn. That's why we ended up with the Sentinels. As you will see, at this point, we have two hardtop versions. Take a guess, audience, as to what happens. As to why we end up with one hardtop and one soft top. I take a bet, take a guess. I suspect that none of you will get it. So we're lining up for, I think this is our second attempt at a drag race. Again, I get a little bit of a sloppy start on this one, and we're bringing things back, and then Wild Titan appears and kills the pair of us. The plan had been for the Titan to do a sort of a cool looking flyby thing, may have misjudged his height a little bit and managed to take both of us out in two swoops, which was quite an impressive feat. I'm surprised the Titan was still going after killing the first car. The Sentinel is my personal vehicle, so I could call mine and bring it back. However, the blue one wasn't a personal vehicle, so yeah, that's why we ended up with a hardtop version. On to the Vackers now. This time the Titan has got the flyby correct, as you can see. It didn't crash into us. Yeah, that's pretty close going on straight line speed. Across the finish line, yeah, pretty much side by side. We spent the entire time there. Really rather close. So we spin round. We're going to have another go down the other way. There's a Titan doing a big loop sort of thing going on in the background. We're lining our cars back up, and there's a stunt plane as well is going past, which tried to do an early reel on roll, followed by two explosions. I don't quite know there was two, and the plane is no more. I also love how the bus just doesn't care that there is an exploded plane. It just carries on driving as if absolutely nothing could happen. Just a normal day in GTA. Later on, when I was trying to get my rat loader, we had a little bit of an incident, so I was trying to get it, call it in to have it repaired, because I couldn't be bothered to drive all the way to a repair shop. So we're on the motorway. I thought, oh yeah, the mechanic will bring it here. I think that little lag thing was the game spawning it in, and I'm looking, wondering where is it? Where is my thing gone? Of course, I got all the map off for filming purposes, and I just cannot see where the mechanic has brought it to. I go to the game map, and it's on the beach. Why, of all the places, why? We're on a road here. We're on a fairly big road. Why could it not have appeared sort of near me? No, instead it has to go and put it all the way in the middle of absolutely nowhere in the beach. Yeah, I don't really know on on that one. Was that just me, or did this something weird glitchy happen in the distance as well there? I don't know. So yeah, the mechanic was being a little bit dumb. Of all the runs I did doing the rally stage. There was only one that I absolutely massively fluffed up on, and I had to restart. This is the one. We're going with the Bifter. We got the off-road tyres on it, and things were all going fairly well. It was flying through the stage. This car is seriously blooming fast around here. We're going through a sort of tight corner, missed the fire hydrant. They're coming up towards the dirt section. For some reason, I just wasn't paying attention, and I ended up in someone's house. I've driven this course a few times, and I'm not sure. I don't know why I thought going there was a good idea. Yeah, that wasn't the cleverest thing that I've ever done. Now, while we were messing about on the runway, or while we were doing our drag race, the other people were messing about with some of the planes, and they figured out that if you put a Titan in reverse, kind of does a wheelie. I don't know, would you call it a wheelie? I'm not even sure what you would call that. If you are going backwards in a Titan and you mess about with I can't remember which way you go, mess about with trying to get it off the ground, you can actually get the back of it an awful long way up into the air. There we go again. It is very hard to show this with the camera angle. I didn't realise quite what it was going to do. And yeah, you can actually sort of get the Titan not quite off, you can't get it off the ground, but you can get it to do some crazy things. So we wait till day, I have to give it a little bit better, a little bit easier to show, a little bit better to see what's going on. And there we go again. I'm trying to get the camera to go at a good angle. It gets a little bit long way off the ground as well when it's doing that. Yeah, it's a little bit of a fight. Ignore the minor explosion. I don't know what happened. I think the duster crashed into something. But yeah, the Titan will actually sort of try to take off in reverse. That's really quite ridiculous. Now, to give it a little bit of a push, or sort of, yeah, see what would happen, if I actually tried to properly take off, I went off the edge of the runway. The fence slows you down a little bit, but doesn't quite work. Then there's a slightly different Titan fall going on there. It kind of briefly, very, very briefly stays in the air once you go off the end. Doesn't last for very long though. It just doesn't have the speed. I experimented with some other planes. The stunt plane unfortunately does absolutely nothing. I was going to have a go with the Luxor, I think this one is called. You can't get it to do the wheelie in the same way that Titan does. However, you can get it to do the wheelie on the other wheels, which is a little bit less surprising since that's kind of how it takes off. But in reverse, yeah, it's planes are a little bit strange on here. I said try with the other planes. Unfortunately, the stunt plane's just not fast enough in reverse to do anything interesting. Having another go with the Titan, and again, we've got it an awful long way on its nose, just scraping along the floor. I was going to give a go, sort of trying to fly off, well, kind of fly off the other end of the runway. The problem is that when you're holding the whatever, I don't know what it's called on a plane, the flaps or whatever, to try and get it up in the air, only every so often does it do this, and it's sort of almost uncontrollable. I got really lucky that it did it just at the right time to clear the landing lights. However, it wasn't going to go back up in time to kind of get over the fence, so it loses a little bit of speed in the fence. Almost managed to do sort of a strange front flip. It's safe to say the Titan won't take off in reverse, but it does look kind of cool and does look rather crazy, which is always good. And then I had some problems actually getting out of the plane. For some reason, my person, I was pressing Y and it just wouldn't get out of the plane. Anyway, that is it for the outtakes. There was too much sensibleness and not enough stuff falling over and exploding in the in the proper video. So yeah, that's some of the other stuff that went on with this. However, yeah, that is it for this video, guys. So thank you very much for watching. If you have more stuff that you would like to see us investigate on GTA 5, then please do let me know in the comments. I'll have a look through, and we may well be doing some of them in the future if people like this kind of video. However, yeah, that is it for now. So thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.